Arsenal versus the rest. This is the way it has always been, the way it will be. So fans just need to praise themselves. So I'm reacting to Liverpool game against Chelsea at the Anfield, and also reacting to Manchester City away to the Midlands, away to Wolverhampton. Now, the reason I'm talking about this and contextualizing them to Arsenal and the current fan feelings right now is that Arsenal fans have felt that officiating has always been against them, and they're rightfully to think that they're rightfully the way it has always been. Now, incidences have happened, controversial refereeing incidences we have seen this weekend, and the biggest victim, the usual victim is the Arsenal. Like in one of my previous videos, I've said that when it comes to referees officiating, Arsenal are the victims here. Yeah, like PGMOL, PGMOL, as I like to call it, always tell the referees, the VAR, and everyone involved, the officials, that hey, Arsenal is playing today, so you gotta be very strict, be 100% strict, and step on the extra 50% so that it be 100%, 50% strict when it comes to Arsenal. Use the guidebook, use the rule book, and it has to be the rule book. Don't use human feelings, don't use human emotions, just use the rule book. So that's how the way it has been against Arsenal. So why am I saying this now? Yesterday William Saliba was sent got a straight red card against Wolverhampton in the 38th minute, and this game, his absence actually cost Arsenal this game. Arsenal lost 2-0 against Bournemouth. Now, his foul was that he was the last man, and he tagged off Wolverhampton player, and so the referee went to the VAR. The referee initially gave Saliba a yellow. There was a camera angle on Howard Webb making some sniper kind of agent, FBI kind of communication to the whoever he was talking to, but there was definitely a listening gadget and an earpiece and a mouthpiece. He was speaking to somebody. The video camera was right there on him, and then after that, then you see the referee revising his decision and saying, "Hey guys, I need to go and check this at the VA." This is after he had issued a yellow card, so he goes and comes back and revises his decision and gives Saliba a straight red card. Now, fair enough, we can say that Saliba's one man, last man foul warranted a red card, yeah. But the issue is that after that, then we have today's games, and you see. Against Chelsea, there is this Chelsea guy, I can't remember his name just from watching the game. Chelsea's guy, last man, same kind of foul on Diego Jota, and he's given a yellow card. Same kind of foul, no difference. Maybe the only differences are that the timing of these fouls, and then the timing with respect to the time of the game, and then another difference is that it's Arsenal not playing. So this Chelsea defender, I don't watch Chelsea games. I don't care their players who they are. So forgive me if I can't remember his name. I don't just care about Chelsea, but I watch this game because of Liverpool. So this Chelsea defender gets a yellow card, and there is no review on the VAR. It's normal. Pretty much what we expected against Arsenal, but it didn't happen. So why the difference? Why is it that against Arsenal, this foul is issued a red card? Initially, it's a yellow, revised into a straight red card. But then when it comes to Liverpool versus Chelsea, then it's a yellow card, no revision, no review in the VAR, no nothing. So why that inconsistency? again. Now, forget about that. Manchester City also played against Wolves today. Manchester City were on the brisk of a draw, dropping points at the Midlands, and the last minute goal header by John Stones is what we want to talk about. Like, it's how the goal was scored that interests me. What if it were Arsenal at this particular moment? Remember, uh, in the beginning of this season, there was a new rule. I mean, the new corner rule that literally was, I can call it the Ben White corner rule, because it targets Arsenal and Ben White. Ben White had got some gimmicks and ways of eating into the nerves of opposing goalkeepers. I mean, it's a kind of a mind game, like contact, being cheeky, and all that kind of stuff. So the association, the FA and the PGMOL sat down and decided that, hey, we cannot let Arsenal and Ben White get over this winning goals through corners, because it was always assured that every corner kick for the Arsenal was always a goal, and Ben White was always critical into eating into the minds of opposing players. So that's why I call this Ben White corner rule. So into this new season, the FA and the PGMOL came up with uh, a new, and this rule is supposed to check on Arsenal and how they handle their corners. It's supposed referees are advised to be 100% strict on Ben White and Arsenal, so that they ensure that there is no breach, no nothing, no contact with the opposing goalkeepers and the opposing players. And this rule is particularly and specifically applied when it comes to Arsenal games. That is when all referees, all PGMOL referees become extra conscious. So whenever Arsenal play, they are using their lenses, they're using everything to magnify the situation, to see how Arsenal players behave in the box. And Arsenal have been cautioned several times. So today, Manchester City, last minute, 95th minute, it's a game they are drawing 1-1. They are struggling this season, and so Wolves were, for me, a nice side, very tactical and all that. And Wolves were getting a very were on the brisk of having a very significant point and draw, against Manchester City, the champions. They played so well. So Wolves are drawing. They are waiting for a few minutes before the final whistle, and then this corner comes in. And then look at Bernardo Silva's positioning. He stands in front of the Wolverhampton goalkeeper, and immediately the corner is taken. He brushes back and tags, and pushes the Wolves goalkeeper away. Obviously, there is contact with the goalkeeper, and then this gives this kind of not kind of this entirely disorients the Wolverhampton goalkeeper, and he loses concentration. This is exactly what the PGMOL is against when it comes to Arsenal. So the goalkeeper loses concentration, and Johnston header uh, storms in, and Manchester City 2-1, they win, they take away the 3 points. Now the question is, why was this goal allowed? Would that beat been allowed if it were the Arsenal? Definitely, your answer is as good as mine. Now, Arsenal fans need to know that I keep saying this and I keep repeating this, that they are playing against the system. The system does not want them to win. And so Arsenal as a club, Mikel Arteta and the players need to fix this mentality into the players. They need to win their games. It's no longer, they could be crying and saying officiating is all this and all that, but they need to now play with the awareness that the system does not want them to win, so they have to win. Just win no matter what. Win and then complain about this officiating after winning, because when you keep on crying as the victim year in, year out, this thing is as old as George Graham's Arsenal, as old as Wenger's 22 years reign at the Arsenal. Yeah, and now Mikel Arteta, Unai Emery was there, Freddie Ljungberg was there. So all this, they have witnessed all this systemic bias against Arsenal. It's not gonna change. So the thing is to train the Arsenal players to play and win their games, get the points they need. The system won't let them, so they have to push through the system just to win no matter what. Go to every game like it to a final, because that's the only way they're going to challenge for any trophy. That's the only way Arsenal can. A serious statement. But if we keep on crying and we keep on saying the referees are against us, it will always be the Arsenal versus the rest. The league doesn't want the Premier League doesn't want Arsenal to win. The referee association doesn't want Arsenal to win. And then you have all these other fans from other clubs also against Arsenal. You know, it's only Arsenal. Whenever Arsenal, remember what Mika Richards once said, that when it comes to Arsenal, everyone wants to lump in. So it's all against the Arsenal. So how can the Arsenal learn to play and learn to get the points that they need with all this set against them, when they know that the rules will favor others and not them? And it's so open, it's so blatant, and it's so explicit. It's that there is no longer any shame in how referees apply the rule book when it comes to Arsenal and when it comes to against Arsenal in other games or teams that face them. Arsenal right now have got 3 red cards after 8 games. Can you imagine 3 red cards after 8 games? Now you can imagine if this trend continues. Yeah, some of these red cards are just things that common sense could be brushed off, but common sense is not applied when it comes to the Arsenal's game. So, because the referees are coming to act like robots, they have been like puppets. They have been told, go do this when it comes to the Arsenal. So, common sense will not prevail in the officiating of Arsenal games. So, there are going to be lots of more bookings and all that. Arsenal may finish the season with records of red cards. This is something they need to watch out. Mikel needs to teach his boys how to play against the system right now. It's sad, but it's the reality. The time for crying is no more. Oh, yeah, you can be victim, you can cry about your victimhood, but then at the end of the day, when the system is not changing and doesn't promise to change, you gotta change yourself. So Arsenal really needs to check how they respond to this. And the response is not crying to the FA and the PGMOL. They don't care. They don't give a shit or a damn about what Arsenal feels or what Arsenal fans say. Yeah, because they are the bigger force here. They don't really care. Manchester City will benefit, has benefited a lot this season. They will still benefit a lot. Liverpool will benefit a lot. And the plot I can see is to make it a two-horse race, Liverpool against Manchester City. And how are they going to lock Arsenal out? Through officiating. Now, Arsenal can resist that by being determined and forcing themselves out. Just win your games no matter what. Be strong. Be that invincible Arsenal of 2003 and 2004 that pushed its way to the title. That's how Arsenal is going to work against the rest. Cheers.